So, Your Excellencies, Prime Minister Sipilä, ECHA Executive Director Mr. Dunsett, distinguished guests and dear colleagues from ECHA. You know, today is a moment to congratulate you all wholeheartedly. And I personally feel truly honored to celebrate this moment together with you, because for me, it's not only a moment to celebrate, it's even a moment as a demarcation line, because 10 years of successful REACH is an implementation. And the framework that builds more than just a regulatory framework. It's a roof, it's a united roof across Europe to guarantee common principles that are very precious to us. So safe use of chemicals in the entire value chain is a basic prerequisite for sustainable business success and is part of our responsibilities, not only towards consumers, but also to the general public. But let me ask you one question. Why is REACH a special achievement from, and even more, for Europe? REACH, for me, is much more than a regulatory framework. It has established a joint language within Europe, a language that we all learned, a language that we practiced over years. Exchange is at its core. And therefore, for me, this makes it finally a currency of trust. This is truly important because trust is the most important value we all need, and it has become rare these days. Trust and stability are the foundations for collaborations and common achievements, particularly in view of current societal and political situations where existing partnerships are challenged and states are troubled by movements towards protectionism. So Europe has become at the center stage of our test. Whether we are willing to understand, whether we are ready to change, and whether we are able to compromise and to implement. All of this was part of our journey giving birth to REACH and to ECHA. It was built on our common principles, and you, Mr. Dunsett, talked about the mothers and fathers of this very moment. You know what? Like our children as well, it wasn't a perfect child in the beginning. We know that. But with constant care, we generally, everyone, contributed to make this a very successful child. And I believe that it was the key principles that you installed as a team and across the entire industry that helped us to develop REACH into something where even the future of Europe could learn. So let me thank first of all the home of REACH, which is Finland, and even more Helsinki. You know, it's so important to give this very first commitment, and you have given commitment to give REACH a home. So kiitos to all of you. ECHA was the perfect nucleus, and it has become a role model showcasing the power of speed and decisiveness, building a robust organization, and we saw all the employees, how much energy and how much things they overcome. Taking continuously care, REACH could, as our joint child, develop its full potential. So what are the 3 principles that Europe can learn from REACH? I believe, first of all, REACH has set the course, and with it, ECHA as an organization, through speed, a demanding but balancing way of doing the schedules. So realism and pragmatism were at the foundation. Secondly, REACH has set the course through dedication to find practicable compromises across all stakeholders. It provided a level of playing field. So balancing interest with a constant on relevance was key. And thirdly, REACH supported a genuine aim to proactively take responsibility for the protection of environment and human health. And it is our sincere dedication of all of us to continuously improve these measures. So at the core of REACH, it was a common purpose and a vision that was pivotal to give REACH and ECHA a meaning. So for me, REACH has become a role model for collaboration and the give and take attitude that could be used as a positive example how to further develop Europe. The cornerstone of a well-accepted and admired currency is stability. This is why REACH has remained very consistent and has to remain very consistent into the future, because integrity means to consistently say what you do and to do what you say. So this has become so important because it's called commitment. And isn't that one of the things we need most these days? So what about the future? How can Europe bring in its values to the global community? I think this is a very deep question about the essence of what Europe is all about. Once the birthplace of discoverers and inventors, if you think about the Vikings here maybe in the north, or Christopher Columbus discovering the United States, I think it's time to go back and think about what we are all about and what our heritage is. It's now time to truly reflect what is our contribution as Europe to the global world community. I think it's time to lead by example, and I think REACH and ECHA hereby is a wonderful case we can all learn from. Why is that? ECHA has started that globalization step by collaboration agreements that they put in place with peer regulatory agencies in Australia, Canada, Japan, and the United States. Further, there's engagement in the OECD work and a vivid exchange with South Korea, China, and Brazil to share experiences and lessons learned in the development on a novel regulatory system for chemicals. Also, we are collaborating under the umbrella of ICCA with other countries by sharing experience and training. So recently, for example, in the ports of Mombasa and Tema, we have provided tailored trainings. We raised awareness and knowledge about local authorities and how to handle chemicals and supported them in developing emergency response and preparedness plans. So we are all living up to our responsibility of promoting elements of REACH for introduction into developing chemical regulations all over the world. And I think especially you here in Finland know that one of the best things we from Europe can give to the world is education. I think Finland is famous for that, but other countries in Europe are as well, because we have history and we have dedicated a lot of knowledge into this. So today, it's a good opportunity that Europe shows ways how to bring their values for a sustainable tomorrow into the global world. We are a reliable partner to the world, and we can offer our stability and the currency of trust in form of REACH to the world as an alternative source. Our attitude shows our confidence, and it will help Europe to offer solutions in a complex world. So for me, as I emphasized, REACH is a global role model for improving the protection of human health and the environment. And ECHA keeps this treasure almost like a perfect house bank. By the way, I learned you even have vaults in your own premises. So REACH and ECHA for me is a beautiful inspiration how Europe can work together and maybe contribute more to the world. Thank you.